Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting topic for you guys, and I got a lot that I want to say about this video, so make sure you stick around. Also, make sure you go ahead and click the like button and hit the subscribe button. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. So I'm sure a lot of you know who Gilbert Arenas is, right? Well, not a lot, but I'm sure a good amount of you guys know who Gilbert Arenas is. Gilbert Arenas was a former NBA player, a hell of a player at that. He started his playing career with the Golden State Warriors, and then ultimately he went on to go play with the Washington Wizards. When he got to the Washington Wizards, Gilbert Arenas was easily one of the best point guards in the entire NBA. He was so good of a player that he actually ended up getting a nickname being called Agent Zero because he was that legit, of a basketball player. And he had so many classic battles against LeBron James in the Eastern Conference during the playoffs. So many classic battles, right? They would go back and forth. But also, Gilbert Arenas was also a hell of a scorer. I remember one game he was playing against Kobe, and he told a story about this with the back and forth between him and Kobe Bryant, how Kobe Bryant was a huge, he really looked up to Kobe Bryant, and then and then his friend one day saw Kobe Bryant, I think it was in Disneyland or Disney World. Kobe, he goes up to him and he's like, yeah, my friend Gilbert Arenas can beat you up or whatever, and then beat you in a game. And then Kobe's like, you mean the dude that doesn't get off the bench? And then Gilbert Arenas kind of took that personally, because when Gilbert Arenas first came into the NBA, he had an afro, and the reason he had that afro because, was, I guess, to pay homage to Kobe Bryant. Anyway, Gilbert Arenas actually played Kobe Bryant in LA and scored 60 points on Kobe, right? So Gilbert Arenas was a hell of a player during his playing career, and he used to shoot those long distance 3-point shots. I remember one game he shot a 3, and before the 3 went in, he started walking away and put up his hands, and the 3 went in. It was just incredible, right? He was he was a hell of a player. But since his retirement, Gilbert Arenas has been doing some kind of he's been doing basketball analysis online, and right now I think he's one of the hosts or the co-hosts, at least I think, the co-host or the host of a show called Football Sports on YouTube. And on this show, they bring in a lot of former NBA players. They ask Gilbert Arenas what he thinks about different NBA, topic items, so many different things, right? And today, when I woke up, I saw a video that was recommended to me for some reason, for good reason, I guess. And I saw a video. And in this video, Gilbert Arenas sat down with his co-host and Matt Barnes, and he was giving his take on the entire Ben Simmons and Philadelphia 76ers situation, how that entire relationship just went sour. And he said and during his analysis or whatever it is, he gave a lot of head scratching. He said a lot of head scratching things that I really couldn't believe he was saying. And he basically explained where he thinks things went wrong. So before I go too far, for those of you who missed some of the comments that Gilbert Arenas made during that on this show, we want to play a little bit of it and just basically play the part where he explains where he thinks things went wrong between Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia 76ers. So before we go too far, take a listen to this here.
Recent news, Ben Simmons deciding to hold out. He's got 4 years left on his deal. When you guys see this happen, how do you think this plays out for him and the Sixers?
I want to hear you. I always like Gilbert's side. I want to hear your take first.
There was never no coming back, and this is a sad thing what owners and management does, right? They don't understand how the world actually works, right? So you have a product, you don't want the product anymore, right? So what you try to do is you try to damage the products to the world. So, Ben Simmons can't shoot, he don't work out. You say everything that you need to say to get rid of him, but then you wonder why the buyer, the next team, don't want him.
But then you want a king's ransom for that person you just shit on.
Yeah, so you got a Lamborghini, right? And then you say how bad everything is wrong with this Lamborghini, but then you want the Lamborghini price. Like, if you really wanted to get rid of him, you would have did the opposite. You'd have said, oh man, he has a great work ethic. He's this, that, but we're looking for more of a conventional guard, so we got to let him go even though we don't want to let him go. Right, that right there sells him. But the fact that you told everybody he don't want to work, he don't do this, he don't do that, now nobody wants to give you full ticket for him. They're going to give you pennies on the dollar, and you don't want to take pennies on the dollar because you know what he really is, right? You know he's a superstar. Like, so the fact that you're trying to get back superstar quality, but you just told everybody he's damaged goods, fucks up, you know, any trade. Because now, if you do want to get rid of him, you have to get rid of him bottom line bullshit. So what ends up happening is now both sides are at this path, right? I'm pretty sure he's going to go to a team where there's going to already be other superstars. He's not going to go to a team like the Milwaukee, I mean, not like Minnesota or some shit like that. He's going to end up landing into a big market because the big market is going to give you just enough where you're like, all right, fine.
Now, in this clip, right, Gilbert Arenas says that the reason that Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia 76ers had a falling out was because the Sixers were going around telling people that Ben Simmons wasn't really that good, right? They were out there essentially trying to diminish the value of the product that they were trying to move. Now, hold on a second. If the Philadelphia 76ers were in fact trying to move off of Ben Simmons or, trade him to another team, why would they publicly badmouth him? Wouldn't that diminish his trade value? But that's what he said. He said, they're the reason, they're the ones going around telling everybody this guy is bad, this guy's not really. And then Mac Barnes was co-signing him. This guy's not good. This guy's not good. And therefore, it's kind of destroying his image, I guess in the market or his marketplace value, therefore diminishing it and making it harder for him to trade. And also at the same subsequently, also destroying their relationship, right? And because of these moves that the Philadelphia 76ers are making, this is the main reason that these two parties just can't seem to reconcile their differences. And after listening to that explanation, I got to be honest with you, I was totally lost. So help me understand something. The reason that Ben Simmons is hard to trade is not because of his terrible numbers. It's because of the things that people are saying about him. Please help me understand what the Philadelphia 76ers have to do with the lack of development of Ben Simmons. What do they have to do with that? Seriously, because if that's the case, then help me understand this, because some people say, well, it's the Philadelphia 76ers fault, it's the organization's fault. Okay, so help me understand this. Joel Embiid has been playing with the Philadelphia 76ers for years. And over the years, he has improved. And he plays with the same Philadelphia 76ers that Ben Simmons plays with. So help me understand, if it's the organization, how come one guy is developing and the other guy is not? How does it work that way? And to me, what I basically think Gilbert Arenas is trying to do is trying to remove the onus or the blame from Ben Simmons' fault and saying, listen, it's somebody else. He's basically trying to shift accountability and say it has nothing to do with the fact that Ben Simmons' numbers have been horrendous. Apart from, yes, he has a lot of raw talent. I thought last season he should have won the Defensive Player of the Year award, but you have a guy shooting 0% in the playoffs for his career. I think his last season, he shot again, I think was 0 or whatever it is. He's he's averaging 0% I think he's averaging 14.7% or whatever it is from the 3-point line for his career in the regular season. He's a great passer, great playmaker, but he will not improve his shot. He will not take jump shots. He will not take long threes. He refuses to develop his shots. Instead, he posted a lot of videos of him hitting open jumpers in the offseason, and we're just getting to the point like, okay, what is going on here, right? So those numbers are not real. Those numbers, those abysmal numbers, it was the Philadelphia 76ers in that Game 7 against the Atlanta Hawks that when Ben Simmons had a post-up, he did a spin move to get to the basket. He had a wide-open layup or dunk. That wasn't Ben Simmons' fault that he passed up that shot because he was afraid to get fouled and go to the free throw line, shooting 50% from the free throw line. No. That's the Philadelphia 76ers' fault. Somehow, they're the reason that his marketplace value is being diminished. And to me, it just makes no sense. It makes no sense that he's trying to shift blame to other people. We got to stop this. At a certain point, we got to stop it. It's not the Philadelphia 76ers fault. Doc Rivers just went on, ESPN First Take yesterday, spoke with Stephen A. Smith. He said, we'd love to have Ben Simmons back. He's a heck of a player and all of these different things. So what are we talking about here? I've heard many times in the media where Doc Rivers has publicly defended Ben Simmons time and time again. Early in the season when people were like, do you think Ben Simmons is a late game liability? He's like, no, he even got offended. Don't talk about that. So wait a minute. So it was all good just a week ago. It was all good when he was giving him props, oh, the filler. But the minute he threw a little bit of criticism at his way, he had a little bit of doubt, all of a sudden, oh, I'm done with this organization. So what are we talking about? So therefore, they can only give you positive reinforcement. They can't say anything negative about you. And I don't understand what this is all about. I totally disagree with the assessment that Gilbert Arenas gave on this Ben Simmons situation. Makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense to me. Because essentially what he's basically saying is that the Philadelphia 76ers, they're the ones that are going out there fabricating these numbers, like as if they don't exist. Somebody said it a few days ago. People are acting like as if some people, or at least Ben Simmons in this case, is acting like as if people are making up these numbers. These are real numbers. These stats exist. This guy's made 5 3-pointers, attempted about 34 3-pointers for his entire career. This has nothing to do with the Philadelphia 76ers. I can see if this problem was uniform across the organization, you can point to a plethora of players on that roster and say, hey, listen, these guys are not improving. But I've just given you an example of Joel Embiid, who's also playing with the Philadelphia 76ers, who's developed this game tremendously over the years. And he's playing with the same organization, so help me understand. Are they trying to sabotage Ben Simmons? What are we talking about here? So to me, it makes no sense. I completely disagree with his analysis on the situation. And what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think? Does this make any sense to you? Because to me, it makes absolutely no sense. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoy the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.